The area of Kent is known as the Garden of England, and I'm exploring the countryside using one of England's national treasures, the public footpaths. These routes are all over Great Britain and are enjoyed by visitors and locals alike. Along the way, you'll meet friendly locals, see a bit of real British history, and enjoy cozy, warm pubs all nestled in the beautiful English countryside. A typical walk begins and ends at a rail station. Most villages produce a little pamphlet guiding you through particular walks in their area, like the one I'm using today. But some avid users swear by maps published by the Ordnance Survey. You can find these maps online or at tourist offices, news agents, and most bookstores in the UK. Most people walk these paths in the spring, summer, and fall, but the paths are popular all year round. The trail can get muddy in the winter rainy season, but that doesn't deter some intrepid English walkers. Walking clubs like the Thursday Walkers are popular among young and old and are well established.
Oh, it goes back how long?
25 years.
20 years. 20 years. Yes.
25.
25 years.
And every Thursday you walk?
Yes.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
very fit.
Come rain, come shine.
Yes.
The paths cross public and private land. An array of creative ways has been devised to keep the livestock in while allowing walkers easy access. One of them is known as a stile. You might feel like you're being a little intrusive walking through sections of a farmyard, but do so with friendliness and respect.
It's a public right of way which you are, the Act of Parliament says you can pass and repass with it within, providing your activity is within the law. So they have a legal status.
Because the network of trails is so widespread, you can choose to walk as long or as short as you want, anywhere from a brief stroll to a multi-day cross-country trek. The irony of all this is that while England might look very tamed compared to the vast open tracts of the US, it is in fact hugely more accessible because of the footpaths. Long treks of isolated pathway and quiet little hamlets add to the mystery as the English forest engulfs you. And, just when you need it, there always seems to be a village with a pub where you can grab lunch.
Footpaths, pubs and churches and village centres, they all sort of tie up. And it's an alternative route from the lanes and the roads.
The footpaths are dotted with little villages like Chiddingstone. With its 13th century architecture, Chiddingstone is typical of the kind of village you'll find all over England. Most are simple, quiet little hamlets that have few tourist amenities. You'll usually find a church and a pub. It's important to remember that these villages are places where people live and work and who welcome respectful visitors.
The footpath system in this country, they started life by communities wanting to get to the church, wanting to communicate with each other. But it wasn't possible for one way or another for the roads to be there. So they've got the same status as that lane out there, but they're not allowed to have vehicles on.
For me, there's nothing more insightful than the act of putting soul to the ground and exploring a new place on foot. There's always the joy of meeting new people and the mystery of what lay around the next bend in the path.